Number two is going to stay on that same subject, and it is the under withholding of bonuses and equity compensation. If you're fortunate enough to get a bonus or equity compensation like restricted stock, which we're going to cover in great detail in future episodes, you may not be aware that there's often a standard withholding percentage for bonuses and equity compensation, although more frequently seen with bonuses. And that standard percentage is 22% for bonuses under $1 million. So going back to that same example where we have a person that's a single taxpayer whose taxable income has now taken them up into the 24% marginal tax bracket. If they receive a $25,000 bonus, and we know that that bonus is in the top portion of their income and taxed at 24%, but there's only 22% withheld from that bonus, and they're going to be 2% short. And on a $25,000 bonus, that's a $500 difference between what they should have taken out at 24% versus what was actually withheld at 22%. Now, if you're talking about the difference between 22 and 24%, that's not that big of a difference. But let's say we have someone who's a single taxpayer who's actually in the 35% tax bracket, and they get a bonus that only has 22% withheld. Well, on that same $25,000 bonus, this person would have under withheld $3,250 in taxes that was due on that bonus. So you can see that as your income increases, if you don't have an idea of what the standard withholding is on your bonuses or equity compensation, how it could lead to an unfortunate surprise. And you would either need to increase that standard withholding to better reflect your status, or what many people will do is they will put that money aside when they get that bonus themselves, and they will pay quarterly taxes to reflect the difference between the withholding at their job and what's actually due on some of that extra compensation.